All right, guys, so in this video here, I want to talk about why you constantly fail at implementing new habits. And how would I know this? I've made these mistakes myself, okay? So if you've implemented new habits into your life and you've kind of been at the point where you're just like, you're almost giving up. You're just like, I just can't do it anymore. It just doesn't work, right? If you're at that point, then I want to help you in this video because I've been there and I know exactly how to change that, okay? So I'll start off by telling you guys a little story. So I don't know if you guys can read this. All it says is why you constantly fail at implementing new habits. So I'll start off with a little story. So this past December, I went to Date with Destiny to see Tony Robbins. It's a 7-day seminar. And it's just like, it got me fired up. It made me realize like so many new things I can implement in my life. I'm like, I can do so much more than what I'm doing now. Like so much more, right? I felt like I'm not even like scratching the surface as far as things that I can implement into my life after the seminar. I was like, wow, like this is crazy, right? So I got back from Date with Destiny and I was just like, go, go, go. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read 4 hours per day. I'm gonna study poker for 2 hours per day. I'm gonna meditate for an hour per, like all these things, right? I was just going crazy, literally going crazy. Like all these things were in my head. You know, I gotta do this, that, exactly. This is how I'm gonna do it. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Maybe not to that extremity where you guys are like, I'm gonna read for 4 hours or meditate for that long or whatever, but I'm sure of it. Everyone watching this video at some point has tried to implement a new habit into your life and you failed at it. Many, many times that happens to every single one of us. Now, what I'm gonna tell you is gonna sound very, very simple, but it's extremely important. Okay, so listen very closely when I tell you this because this is something that will potentially become a compounding effect and change the entire trajectory of your life, okay? So this simple, it's not a trick, I don't wanna call it a trick, this simple thing, okay? So I'm gonna tell you what that is. So let's say you're in a place where you're feeling really motivated, right? I talk about motivation in one of my older habit videos. You're really motivated. You're like, this is it. I'm gonna implement all these habits into my life, right? I'm gonna implement all these things into my life and it's gonna work out this way, and it's gonna work out that way, okay? And you're like excited about it. You're genuinely excited about it, right? But here is the problem, and then I will give you the solution. The problem is you're going from 0 to 100 literally overnight. You're going from 0 to 100. Okay? It's impossible to sustain it. I will guarantee anybody who's watching this video that had like, let's say you're a person that reads maybe like once every week or two, like you're not a big reader or something, and then you decide, I'm gonna read an hour per day. It is not going to happen, okay? I will guarantee it's not gonna happen. There's no way you will sustain it. It's like in that moment, you're so motivated that you're like, okay, I wanna do this. I'm gonna do this. There's a big problem with that, okay? And I'll tell you what the major problem is. The major problem actually is what I already mentioned, is going from 0 to 100, but there's also a problem in that you don't understand why are you doing a certain something. Now there's two little things that come into play here that are gonna change everything for you, okay? First of all, you have to realize why are you doing something, okay? So for example, why are you meditating 15 minutes per day? So ask me, like, why do I meditate 15 minutes every single day? Okay? And the reason is, I want to be more present with the moment, and it helps me when I'm playing poker because there's so much focus while you're playing poker, and there's so much thought process that goes into it. You really need to be turned on and present to the moment and not in your head. Okay, so meditation will help with that. Is it the absolute answer? Are you going to be perfectly in the present after meditating? Absolutely not. Okay? It's not a magic pill. It helps. It's not magic. Okay? So being present to that moment and being present to the moment, that's very important to me. So that's why I meditate. But if I were trying to meditate for 1 hour a day, it wouldn't work and I wouldn't do it. So why is that? It's because you're not used to doing it, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys how there's a surefire way to keep these habits in your life, but in a more realistic way, okay? So I'll tell you this. Anytime you're feeling extremely motivated, you're basically kind of going to be full of shit in that moment because you're going to think that you're capable of moving mountains, okay? You're like, oh yeah, like I'm going to have this feeling forever. I'm going to do anything. I'm capable of absolutely anything, right? It's just not the case, okay? Realistically speaking. So what do? So what you want to do, and the solution to this, is you want to, let's say for example, your goals are, I'll just use a few simple ones. Reading, meditating, and studying your craft, whatever your craft may be, okay? Start with 5 minutes of reading. And that's it, okay? 5 minutes of reading. And don't even do the other 2 habits yet. Just do the 5 minutes of reading. Once a couple of weeks goes by and you do the 5 minutes of reading, give yourself a little reward. I won't get much into rewards because I talked about that in the older video. So if you haven't seen that one, go check that one out about rewards and discipline. It's a really strong video as well. So give yourself a little reward for that. And then implement meditation. 2 minutes per day. Okay? And then do that for a couple of weeks along with reading 5 minutes per day. Then implement, what was the third one? Implement studying your craft. Okay? Implement studying your craft for 3 minutes per day. Okay? Like 3, maybe 5 minutes. Okay? Implement them very slowly. Because one of the reasons, or the main reason why we can't stay on those habits when we say like, oh, we're gonna do 1 hour of this, 30 minutes of this, 45 minutes of that. The reason why we can't hold on to that is because, and can keep up with it, is because we feel so overwhelmed. Okay, it's really important to understand that you feel so overwhelmed. And what happens when you feel overwhelmed is now you begin to dread those things. You begin to dread them. You're like, oh God, I gotta read for an hour a day. And you might do it for a little while. You might do it for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. But you will not do it long term. Because now you're building a negative association to these things where it's like they cause you so much pain and discomfort that you're doing it in such a bulky amount of time that they're gonna cause you just to be so overwhelmed, and you're gonna be over it, and you're just gonna give up. You're just like, you know what? Forget about it, right? You're just like, what's the point? Like, I don't even wanna continue, you know? Or going to the gym. Some people, they either go to the gym for an hour and a half or don't go to the gym at all. Go to the gym for 5 minutes. Literally go to the gym for 10 minutes. Go to the gym for 10 minutes. Implement these habits step by step by step, the baby steps. And those baby steps, I promise you, those baby steps will get you so much further than you think they will. There's a book, it's called The Compound Effect, one of my favorite books. And it's so simple, and it explains this concept, and then the concept of momentum. Okay? The concept of momentum, when you start reading 5 minutes per day and you implement that every single day, you start to get momentum, okay? And then over the course of a year, over the course of 3 years, over the course of 5 years, Even if you left it at 5 minutes per day, if you didn't want to do more, if it was overwhelming to do more, even if you were just doing it 5 minutes per day, it's astounding how much you can grow and how far you can get doing these small things every single day. It's literally mind-blowing, okay? Doing those small things every day. So start as small as humanly possible. And if 5 minutes sounds like too much for you, I swear to you, start with 1 minute. Start with 2 minutes. And then when you feel comfortable or you feel the urge or the want to go a little bit more, increase it by a little bit more. A little bit. Just enough to make you a little bit uncomfortable, but not to completely overwhelm you. Okay? If you're a little bit uncomfortable with it, it's okay. A little bit uncomfortable. But if it's totally overwhelming and you're literally just dreading it, then you're doing too much and you need to fall back a little bit. Step back, okay? Fall back. You're doing way too much. So let me know in the comments down below. Try this out. Try this out, I promise you. Mix this with the other video I made. I forgot what the title was, about rewards and discipline. I think it was how to make progress in your life or something like that. I don't remember the exact title, but I don't have that many videos. You can kind of look at it. And that's a very powerful video to use in conjunction with this one, okay? So try it out. And let me know, again, let me know what habits are you going to try to implement into your life. Because when you make it public, when you write a comment down below, make it public, tell somebody about it, it's that much more likely that you're going to follow through as well. Because now you've put it out into the universe. You've said it out loud. On YouTube, on a public comment, you said it, that's your word. And you will continue to keep your word. But start small. I literally wouldn't even have a problem if somebody was like, listen, I'm going to read for like even 30 seconds per day, if that's how you want to start. You're like, okay, literally 30 seconds, you know? 30 seconds is a bit short, but like 1 minute is like, it's reasonable. Do it for 1 minute. It's better than zero, and it'll get the momentum going. So at a certain point, you will start to gain momentum, and then from there you're going to surprise yourself over the course of many years. I promise you, you're going to surprise yourself. It's going to be something you never even dreamed about. The things that you're going to be able to accomplish by implementing these small things, just 5 minutes, and then maybe 10 minutes a day, and then from there maybe 15, maybe 20, maybe 30. Maybe you want to stop at 10. Maybe you want to stop at 30. Maybe you want to stop at 5. That's up to you and how overwhelmed you're feeling by it all. But start incredibly small. I don't care how motivated you are. You're like, oh no, Jack, I'm super motivated. I'm going to do, I'm going to do my thing of like literally at least 30 minutes a day, 2 hours. Trust me. I've tried to implement habits in my life and failed 100 times, okay? Starting small is the only way, okay? So if you guys have any thoughts or any comments or want to drop your those habits that you want to do in your life down below, that would be great, and let's talk about them. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, I'm happy to answer them as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.